A personal digital agent can help reduce the vast asymmetry of power between the individual and large platforms, including social media, Facebook groups, and large language models. The example that you can have in mind is a patient that has an existing prescription for a urinary tract infection, and when there's a new symptom added to her diary, she has a choice of either taking the existing prescription, doing nothing and waiting to see if the symptoms go away, and possibly going directly to get a test from the clinician. And that choice is very typical of the kind of things that people would use a large language model chat for these days. To enable this agency, we want to have two separate groups assisting the individual. One of them provides prompt engineering expertise, and the other one deals in the privacy aspects of authorizing access to the diary and to the electronic health record or other private data. As background for this proposed new protocol, we have a bunch of existing protocols that we want to profile. The most important one of those is the IETF grant negotiation and authorization protocol. The proposed standards will separate the agent from the prompt engineer in order to allow the individual the power of choosing without lock-in amongst either or both of these anytime they want to move. On this diagram, we have two kinds of information. One of them with the gray background are the components that are already covered by the GNAP security protocol. And what it shows also in the second kind of distinction is the difference between the thin lines, which represent authorization flows. In other words, they're impacted only by policies, and the bold lines that involve the data itself and obviously provide the opportunity for some privacy enhancements before addressing the large language model, as well as some cost benefits based on how the large language model chat is managed. This ability to separate the authorization agent and the prompt agent works whether or not these are combined by various entities, groups, or businesses, because using a standard still gives the individual the ability to change one or the other independently. In some cases, the large language model, even though they don't do this now, will want to avoid introducing a prompt engineer while also providing access to private data resource server. This, in effect, allows the large language model to keep more of the value of their services rather than sharing it with the prompt engineering business. In some cases, for instance, let's say research or public health uses, there's no large language model or prompting involved, and the PDAP protocol would allow this research or public health use to access, to control access to the private data resources directly based on policy. In some cases, the prompt engineering entity would be the large language model, obviously a much smaller version, or would have other AI of itself and would want to have access to the private data for context. The principles, therefore, for the proposed new standards are to do the profiling of GNAP to make it more likely to be adopted by resource servers and by communities of users, to standardize the authorization token, again, to promote interoperability across resource server, and to standardize the policy description language to make it easier for users to switch between one host and another. On this slide, we have a number of references. The most important one is the third line, where we urge you to join the pre-work group mailing list, at IETF. Thank you.